Coach Jamie, more of an issue going into this game, but I do like how the strikers have set up. Matin was a constant threat through that last game, and although he's not been seen as their lead striker, he's certainly proving a case for selection going into these World Cup qualifiers once this tournament's finished.
Yeah, it's all very good preparation, isn't it, for Jamie Day? They have got an uncapped centre-back on the bench. They'd rather not have put him into the deep end here. This is one of the reasons why Rehan is in. By the way, Rehan was the player most effectively utilised long-range throw-in. We also saw it, of course, from Rama, the other fullback, but it was Rehan who's deploying it with the most efficiency and most effectiveness. So he's back in the squad. Let's keep an eye out for that.
He is, but interestingly, I think we'll see something different today. I have a suspicion that Jamie and his staff will want to get the game going as quickly as possible. Whenever we see a long throw, it takes a good 20-30 seconds for him to wind up. I think they'll play very quickly today to try and catch Burundi out.
Good point being made, and Jos and Shulimana just getting his boots and socks and all that sorted out so we can get underway. There's the man who has scored what has been an absolute fantastic goal. Gets us going here. Misi Tambwe. That is a bizarre way to start this game, but you know, really nothing about Burundi surprises us.
No, I think by now we've watched them play a couple of
He's kind of been a passenger in the side so far.
He has. They defended very well in the first game against Palestine, and really two little mistakes which the goalie could do nothing about at the time. And then against Sri Lanka, I mean, he had a sandwich and a cup of tea most of the way through the game. He didn't even have to put them down most of the way. I think it's been a very light tournament for him, so he'll hope for more of the same today.
We have talked a lot over the last few days about Burundi, good attacking force, but my, aren't they very susceptible at the back? They've conceded twice. The first goal twice in the matches they played so far. That ball, that middle channel, and you know, these are two teams that were ranked about 50-odd places below them, but they look very, very soft. And the centre particularly, the two centre-backs, a bit of confusion to allow both Mauritius and Seychelles to exploit that. I'm sure Bangladesh will have seen all that.
I think Jamie's wise enough to understand the ins and outs of what Burundi are good at, and I think that's fairly obvious to everyone. They're great in attack, but at the back, it's like I say, suggestions on how they defend. We would certainly welcome them, because they started with 2, then they went with 3, then they went back to 2 again, and it looks like they're playing with 2. Looking today, at least the first 5 minutes, the fullbacks are in a more defensive.
I was just going to say, this is the most conservative I've seen them, and maybe they've just learnt a little bit from that. But let's see how long that lasts, because we know that they have a tendency to come forward, because that's played a little too wide for Sadudin.
I say it conventional for Burundi so far. Something we've not said about them so far.
Used, yeah.
No, not used in the same sentence as Burundi so far.
There's a word that Simon and myself have a lot of this tournament. Seychelles, unfortunately, Mauritius to a lesser extent, and actually Burundi, all shown varying degrees of it. Not generalising too much there. There is some kind of correlation, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, all teams are going to come here with their different cultures. There's going to be a bit of a clash. We saw an Indian Ocean derby. We see teams from different from different areas playing each other. It's all going to be very different. But I have to say that the standard of refereeing has been good. It's been of a high level. There's been little individual things that we're a little bit unsure of, but I think overall they must be very happy with the way the referees have tried to let the game go. They've tried to allow that bit of contact, and it's actually quite refreshing to see.
Good take there from Ashraful. He might have just collided with his own player in the process. And quickly headed back to his goalkeeper, Hamza Hitimana.
Moving particularly well at the minute, just took a little knock there. He's holding the back of his leg, pulling back into action. That's one to keep an eye on. Anything too worrying, but he's up a little bit short there.
Centre back with a strapping on Riyadul Hassan.
Problem.
Done already. He's down at the moment.
Not play. Just as I say that, he has. A ball out of play. They're only stopping play for a head injury, and it's certainly not a head injury.
Went near that.
Just took a little bit of contact. Might just be a knee in the back of the leg there. It's a little bit. It's a tough one. It's a difficult one.
I don't like the reaction he just gave. It seemed to indicate he just slammed the ground. But that might well be it for him. And that is a huge blow, given how outstandingly well he played. Scored a couple of goals as well against Sri Lanka.
Not in that. I think that was a little bit. I think the contact came previous to that. I think that was just as he signalled to the referee to stop the game.
There is Kazi Salodin and Julio Cesar having a little chat. For some smiles, they're enjoying themselves. Good to see. Hope everyone is in the stands and watching this with myself, Shazad Haq, and Simon McMenemy. Bangladesh up against Burundi. Now he's just doing some sprints. Oh, that didn't look good. Martin has pulled out. That's it. I think he is done. He is absolutely gutted. And he's in tears. Poor fella. That is his match and possibly tournament over if Bangladesh go through. And it will be Mahbubur Rahman would be the natural man to fill his place. But you really feel for him, Simon.
Yeah, we saw it just there, just a little bit of contact. We saw him pull up, and it was just the way he pulled up. It just looked a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit awkward. Yeah, you really feel for him. He did so well in the last game. He's trying to prove himself and get back in the squad. And you can see players coming over and consoling him as he's walking over to the bench.
Really nice to see. They've got arms around him. You know, he'll be inconsolable at the moment, but of course it's about the team. They've got to turn their focus back on the match. But it's really nice to see that they're all putting an arm around him, and we've all been there in some shape or form, in whatever form of football you play. It's never nice to be off so early in a match, and from a team point of view, of course, as we see Tambe on the ball, all those best laid plans now have to be rejigged.
Everything they've done in training, everything they've talked about, all the pre-game speeches, all the videos they've looked at now goes out the window, and it now becomes about players understanding, okay, the game's changed, how do we have to adapt? Is this player the same player? Is he going to make the same runs? So yeah, Bangladesh under some early pressure.
A confirmation that Martin Mia is off, and Mahbubur Rahman, natural. He would have been the man they would have brought on later for a bit of impact, I'm sure. Jamal Bouyan, that's a delightful ball. The flag has stayed down. Mahbubur, his first touch is a good one. Can they go over to the near post? Was that the right option for Mohammad Ibrahim? Could he have gone across the goalkeeper? But the first opportunity this game goes Bangladesh's way.
Straight up the other end, 3-on-2, and an early shot.
Oh, it's a great attempt, isn't it, from Jospan Shirimana. Oh, and that's end-to-end stuff here at the Bangabandhu National Stadium. Could have been goals for either side.
We didn't even have time to say how good the Bangladesh attack was, because straight away we had an attempt back on their own goal. Just great little ball flicked inside here, and I think, like you said, if he'd just maybe gone for the back post, it might have just, the keeper makes a save, it falls to a striker, but then straight back down the other end, and it's that man again in that position that he's so dangerous, just lashing the ball past that post. I think the keeper might have just got a fingertip on it.
Well, he also might have just injured himself. Ashraful is on his knees here. Remember, he's not had much to do in this tournament. Called into action. Bangladesh can ill afford more injuries. Making it short. Just going back to that move. Lovely little pass slid in by Mahbubur Rahman here. Also
just allowed that first time shot. It was a very well paced pass, but you just feel if he might have just squared it across quickly.
We also saw Saad at that back post, so you never know, right? Keeper could have palmed it into his path. This is still alive here. Mabul Rahman is popped up on the other side, already having an influence on this game. Perhaps keen just to make up for the absence now of Matan Mia.
But he popped up on the left-hand side. Now he's popped up on the right-hand side. He's been on the pitch a minute. Exciting things. He's obviously looking to take his opportunity here and show everybody what he can do.
A regular starter a year and a half ago, last Bangabandhu Cup. But perhaps just to prove a point or two. The man in the middle, Bangladesh. Oh, lovely work from Josla, just trying to buy a free kick perhaps. And Nepalese referee Apande not buying it.
It's interesting that Burundi have decided to play up our man Nishimiri Mana through the middle of the pitch today, obviously scoring a hat-trick on that more wider position coming in. As we just saw him take that snapshot earlier, that's the position I feel that he's the most dangerous. For some reason, as we saw in the previous game against Seychelles, he played in the middle of the pitch and was really ineffective compared to his first game against Mauritius.
He's a very instinctive forward, isn't he? And actually that was the right call when he made there. People might be wondering why didn't he maybe advance a little closer. The keeper's well off his line. I think he was entitled to take that shot, wasn't he?
I think he feels very comfortable on his right hand side. We see that he can finish with his right foot. It jumped up and he did notice the keeper off his line. I think the ball in front of him, he can run onto him. He doesn't like the ball, he goes back to goal and he's having to link little passes. I think that's his strongest.
By the way, that was the first long throw of the game and a very confident take by the keeper. Raihan with it. For Riyadul. Nasty fall. It's okay, he's up. But Ndizai, the goalkeeper for Burundi, he'll be delighted at that take.
Well, they'll have pointed that out. They'll have pointed that this is a real weapon that the Bangladesh team possess. So he'll have to be on his guard and he'll have to be confident controlling that 6-yard box. Good positive start. You always want the goalkeeper to be strong inside the 6-yard box. Players deal with everything else. Anything inside the 6-yard box, keeper come and get it. Yeah. He did very well there.
Kumana. Yeah, very comfortably dealt with by Rahman. Manik. Isn't it for Bangladesh? Hold the ball, Saad. In a pretty lively 11 minutes or so, Simon.
Been lively. I think you can tell it's a semi-final. There's a few nerves out there. It's not particularly fluid from either team. We've not seen fantastic passing movements. But, I'm sure it'll settle into a little bit of a pattern soon.
Comes in there from Manik.
Telling the referee that there was very little contact there, but Nishimiri Mana on the floor might have something else to say about that.
Certainly don't want to be him. He's the top scorer in this tournament with 4 goals. Edging the possession stakes. That was not massive importance at the moment. Out enjoying themselves. Get your food in.
I was just going to say,
wherever you are around the world, that's always important.
Got to have food watching football. I don't think it's going to be pie and bovril though that we're used to in the UK. I have a suspicion it might be something different.
Got to say, I think Manik had a point there. Wasn't that much contact, but he's really struggling just to get up. Not like he's, he was trying to milk it, or, I mean, he wouldn't take this long, you feel. He's not moving comfortably.
It's difficult to say whether he's actually got strapping on that ankle, or I think that's just one of these common fads where players are cutting the feet off their socks, and then, for whatever reason, obviously the bottom of the sock's not good enough, the top is. I don't quite understand that, but comfortable.
Here's Mabubor, just come on. The good Martin. That is the big news so far of this first half. And the other big news is possibly Nchimerimana might have to go off. So that will be both teams missing their attacking threat, their main attacking threat. Bangladesh through Jamal, get that away. Nicely done. The crowd, big cheer from them, possibly for clearing it, possibly because it's Jamal who did it. Nchimerimana is up, by the way. That's the good news as far as Burundi are concerned. It's a shot that is comfortably dealt with by Ashraful.
Bonziza on that side had a good position, nice and wide, was looking to get that ball switched to him, and particularly happy he didn't get the ball. He's tracking back, both fullbacks from Burundi tracking back today, which is something we've not seen from them so far. So
this is the most disciplined I've seen them up till now, and
yeah, we will. By this time in the game against Seychelles, he'd already had 3 decent crosses into the box. Now he's not hardly gone over the halfway line. So
watchful, eh? Very watchful.
Maybe a little bit more disciplined today, a bit more of a conventional approach to this game.
Ndukumana, pull back, Tumway. Needed a better ball from him. He probably wanted to get that in front of Gasongo. Player he has been. Tournament.
I could watch that goal over and over again, on repeat from 20 different angles.
Flag had gone up there. Mohamed Ibrahim. Has stayed down. Nchimerimana. And I suppose, Simon, you know, this is now a semi-final. We're not going to see teams perhaps as open. Well, we said that, but yesterday Seychelles were a little bit open at times, but they too kind of tightened up a little bit. It wasn't a goal fest, it was just the one goal that settled it. A very lucky goal. And this is what you expect when it starts getting to the knockout rounds of a tournament.
There's something at stake now. Early on against teams lower than you in the FIFA rankings, you can afford to be a little bit gallant. You can afford to go forward and really show what you're about. Yeah, certainly there'll be one eye on just making sure they lock the back door every time they go forward, which is something we haven't seen from Burundi. Quite excited to see how that's a great ball in behind.
Beautiful ball, but again, good goalkeeping.
Probably giving away a foul just to slow the game down.
Down is Narcis Masoudi. He did well there, didn't he? And Ndizai.
Like he's got more to say about what happened to someone else as opposed to the fact that he's actually been kicked. Got the opportunity to give Zimbabwe a little bit of his mind. Limps back into position.
So that was Sohail Masoudi, as bad as he made out to be.
Well, there can be all sorts of reasons these days why players do that, why players stay down that little bit longer, when in the day it used to be, you know, the harder you kick me, the quicker I get up. I don't want to show you that I'm injured, whereas these days it's almost the opposite. I want to slow the game down, I want to let the referee know that something happened there, so if it happens again, he's going to get his card out. Different approaches. Now I wonder what's coming here. By the way, everybody's retreating to the penalty spot. I think we have a suggestion this might be a long throw.
That is Rehan who's come up, so you know what to expect here. Get the ball dried up, of course. Referee has just spotted a bit of tussling in the box.
Like a strong boy, that shirt looks sprayed on. Definitely a difference in physique there, isn't it?
Man involved there with Ibrahim. Just keep an eye out for that. Here comes that big throw now from Rehan. Flat again, lots of pace. Oh, that can go anywhere. That's going to be a corner. This is exactly what they want.
That's the beauty of that throw. When it comes in at that angle, defenders have to do something about it. And if they can't get a clear header on it, that could have been in the top corner. That can go anywhere. That's the beauty of this throwing.
Superb goal.
Even cracker, yeah.
They're getting excited here for the corner, the Bangladesh fans. Dealt with in the end.
Everything Bangladesh do right now, whether it's a tackle, a header or a throw-in, the crowd are going banzai over it.
So now that it's kind of settled in, Simon, where are we with the Burundi formation? Because you and I were having some discussion about this. Certainly we know it's a back four today with an actual back four. But what about further up the pitch? How do you think they're placed? With Tambwe is the forward-most man for you, isn't he? And looks like Nshimirimana is playing in a number 10 role.
Yeah, just slightly in behind Zimbabwe. I think they're looking at a much more conventional 4-2-3-1 than we've seen from them before. In the past, we've seen could possibly be 4 or 5 shapes at different periods of the game, but I think they've definitely approached this with a more consistent approach to defending, to a more conventional pattern in how they set up against what is a well-balanced Bangladesh team. Just wondering how this defensive setup will now affect their attacking. They've been very good attacking, but was that because they just have more numbers? Be interesting to see as this game progresses.
From the back here, Bangladesh. Pretty effective. There's Ibrahim, he looks up again. And, I mean, it's very clear to you and me we're in a good position here. We're looking down on the pitch, but they're looking up at every opportunity to try and get quickly the transition quickly up to the forward man.
You can see Jamie Day on the sidelines telling those fullbacks, as soon as they win the ball, can you clip it over the opponent? Can you get it in behind? Can you make them rely on their organisation, because he knows that their organisation is good. So they're trying to work on one of their weaknesses. You can see he's getting frustrated that they haven't quite clipped enough balls in behind.
If you're Burundi, then would you adjusting that line? Is it a little too high? And there's an opportunity here. Mabubu Rahman on his own. Will he cut inside? In the end, he has to settle for a corner. Didn't really have support. Saad belatedly getting into the box. Should he have taken a shot?
Maybe a little unconfident on his left-hand side. I think wants it on his right. He's got the opportunity. The slip there just allows him. Does really well to drive into the box here. Could possibly get a shot off across the goal, but recognises, I think, there's no one in the middle. Just slows things down and wins a set piece.
And that brings me back to that question, that high line of theirs, because there's no margin for error when you make a mistake like that.
No, and this is the fine line that Burundi run. You know, this is they want players high up the pitch. They want to attack all the time. This is what Jamie knows, and this is why he's trying to get that ball in behind that defensive line as often as possible.
Riyadul with the header there. I think it's a pleasing sign as far as Bangladesh are concerned that this man, Tambwe, has come so deep to get hold of the ball because he's not getting that service.
Yeah, we talk about that as a bit of an indicator. We saw it with Palestine when things weren't going their way. Big Khalid Salem's coming back into the midfield and trying to win the ball back. He wasn't staying as the lead striker. Tambwe's showing a lot of the same sort of characteristics. He's trying to come into midfield. He's been starved of possession so far. Good signs for Bangladesh.
Now this is something we haven't seen so far. Ungaboziza attacking down that right-hand side. I think that might be the first time really got into that sort of position. He has been very good so far about staying in his place. Oh, but he's stayed up here. Nshimirimana hasn't taken that option, tried to get that into Tambwe. Had an outlet on his right-hand side, didn't take that.
See them running back into position here. You can see both fullbacks, number 3, number 16, on both sides, looking to support the attack. Now we saw, as we were just saying, we saw a little bit more discipline in the first 10 minutes. We've now into the 23rd minute, and now we've got both fullbacks attacking. So this is where the game starts to open up, and that discipline that they had originally, it just goes out the window a little bit.
Here's Ibrahim.
Good feet.
Ball in, a good nice ball. Mabubu goes first time, with maybe a cross shot in the end. He seemed to be caught in two minds.
Burundi centre-backs all looking at each other. Clever ball, because he would have just had a tap-in. If he could have just dropped it onto that penalty spot, Saad would have definitely have had the first goal of the game.
It was more of a cross, wasn't it, in the end?
I don't think he was going for goal.
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to set it for a nice, easy tap-in. Quite a smart move.
The ball clears. Right, misses that. This little tactical battle going on at the moment. Fascinating for us to watch. And this is where you want him. You want him in those channels, don't you? You said this is where he's more effective.
I think he's very ineffective playing behind Zimbabwe. I don't think he gets on the ball enough. I don't think he likes the ball in front of him. He likes to be able to run at players, and he can certainly finish. So I think swapping him over and maybe playing him on the right-hand side of that three, that's where we've seen him at his most effective. Still yet to see him affect the game from that central position.
So Burundi come forward here, ball to Tambwe.
Nice tight marking, allowing a player who we already know is capable of the unexpected, just not allowing him that space, starving him of possession.
Assad, not seeing too much of Saad yet. His blistering pace. Kind of player that you'd want to just cause problems with that rather porous back line. What you take from Manik. Surging forward. Needed a better pass there.
Yeah, needed a little bit of quality there, but they're very much trying to attack in these wide positions. The Bangladesh strikers not really going through the middle. Looking to attack those open spaces left by these fullbacks who like to go forward. Bonziza pressing the opposition fullback, running a full 50 yards to do so. It's a feature of their play that a lot of coaches will question. So far in this competition has worked for them. That's a straight yellow card for me.
Well, you could see he was going to get past his man, wasn't he? Saad, he was impeded there. Oh, I think he's just going to get a talking to.
Hands from the referee, and the referee's just left him hanging. Quite rightly, he knows exactly what he's doing here.
Simon, well, there is absolutely no question about his intent here.
Again, I don't understand why that's not a yellow card. It's clear for pretty much everyone in the stadium, except the gentleman with the yellow shirt on, to see that was premeditated.
The amount of space he would have had, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone.
The referees try and let it go. I do like that, because I'm always the one on the sidelines saying, oh, come on, ref. But there's got to be a point where you say, no, I know what you're doing there.
Because players, as all humans do, will try to take advantage when you can take an inch and take a mile.
Of course they will. This is about winning. This isn't about playing nice. You don't get any points for anything else. It's simply winning the game. If they can take an advantage that the referee's not going to crack down on, they will certainly do that, as we see a slip.
Tambwe. Again, he's just crowded out, isn't he? There's no real support for him. Caesar was too far away. A little bit stretched at the moment. Burundi side when they come forward.
Very central, trying to stop balls through the middle of the pitch, allowing the fullbacks marauding forwards to have acres of space, and this is what they have to try and stop.
Bangladesh have been very good at the back so far. There's not been a real threat, has there, for Ashraful to deal with. Been far better at the moment, Bangladesh. Created opportunities and they've been very solid defensively.
Been very good so far. I think that's what's smart about that, is sitting that little bit deeper. You're kind of saying to Burundi, okay, we know you're going to be a little bit more disciplined, but we're teasing you forward. And Burundi have responded by putting both fullbacks in very attacking positions. This is what Bangladesh wants. You just feel if they keep knocking, the door's going to open at some point.
Again, in a very good position there, Vishwanath Ghosh, but needed a better pass. We've said that enough times in this tournament. Teams are just lacking sometimes that killer pass. Again, look where Shimirimana is. How far he's having to drop back. Trying to play that into the path of Tambwe, dealt with by Rehan. The centre-back today has been pretty much untested, which is good for them, but miss kick as well from Gasongo, Ndikumana. He was in a great position there. Frustration on the face of his coach.
That just shows you how attacking they are thinking. When he received that ball, that's the fullback inside the penalty area when that comes to his feet, and he just couldn't get his feet sorted out quick enough. That shows you the intent from this Burundi team. Fullbacks on both sides looking to go forward, quite unconventionally, but this is what Bangladesh will want. They will look to try and play them into that sort of shape just so they can take advantage of that open space.
Here's Saad. Ball brought down. A wag of the finger. Bit of the ball.
Launching himself into a tackle. You can't be off the ground like that. It doesn't matter. There's no contact on the ball. Wag your finger all you like.
Dama Buya now to take the free kick. The crowd getting excited here. People will say, I knew that was always sailing over. Wry smile from Jamal. He wasn't sure, was he?
I don't think he was, no. I think he's quite glad to see that go past.
Ibrahim. Oh, it's a good ball from Sohail Rana, but Mahmoud couldn't quite control it.
Needed a little shout there. Didn't actually have a defender right up behind him. Could possibly have turned and got a shot off if he was quick.
Nicely dealt with again by Rehan. Delighted to say that we are joined in our commentary position by the Brazilian legend Julio Cesar, in here with us observing the game from a great vantage point.
And Bangladesh trying to attack down those wide areas, looking at the Burundi defence, understanding that we're pushing full-backs on. A little bit of space there for them to attack. Don't actually see anything coming through the middle of the pitch.
That just rolls out of play for Gasongo. Now Saad. Ziza. Space on the right-hand side perhaps here for Ziza. Saad deals with that quite well. Manik tries to get that away. It looked very comfortable. Good play from Manik. Oh, he was almost through, wasn't he? Mahbubur Rahman, but in the end, pretty well done by Hitimana.
Oh, fully committed to that tackle. That was an all-or-nothing tackle, that one. The ball went past him, sitting on the ground. And there's a foul.
Foul on Saad.
Oh, a smart player. Understands the contact's coming. Just rides the tackle. Knows where the contact is coming from. Gives his team another chance to put the ball in the box and put this Burundi defence under pressure. They look to play early.
Ball comes in. A couple of players lining up there. And it's Riyadul with the header. And it's a pretty easy one in the end for the goalkeeper. Mirimana.
Opportunity there. You like to see Riyadul just understanding he's not going to get that on target from that angle. Just nodding it down to a striker, possibly the best option.
Now there's going to be a change. And well, delighted to say that we'll have Julio Cesar just join us for a minute. Julio. Julio, good to have you with us here in commentary. How's it been so far in your few hours in Bangladesh?
Until now is nice. Bangladesh, Father of the Nation's house. I went to the base of Bangladesh. I met some goalkeepers, girls goalkeepers as well. So it's really nice. Now I'm here, supported to Bangladesh. I hope that they can be Burundi. I don't know how pronounce this name, but
yeah, that's correct. Absolutely
Burundi,
right.
Burundi. Okay, but I'm following the game. It's a tough game for us.
And you had a bit of a coaching session today with some Bangladeshi goalkeepers. How was that session this
Good. I'm really surprised, especially with the girls. Now it's really nice. They're very good, and I told them they have a dream. They just could look forward to follow their dreams. That's it.
Simon and I were talking earlier, there's no greater honor than playing for your country. You've done it almost 100 times for Brazil, as we see that ball go out to play. I mean, what is that feeling for you when you stand out there and your national anthem is playing? Did you always feel that excitement, that buzz?
It's the massive, I think every player, when became as a professional player, they have a dream to represent your nation. So I can imagine, and that's the best moment for the players.
So this year is a very special year for Bangladesh. It's a 100th anniversary of the founder of the nation, and having you here is really special to have you in Bangladesh.
Thanks. Yeah, this is a special tournament. Once more, I hope that Bangladesh can become championship this special tournament.
And what do you do now as a FIFA legend, and what is your career post-football, post-playing?
So I'm working sometimes with FIFA, as a FIFA legend, and I became as a football agent. So I'm trying to make a great job with some players, and that's it. And I hope to have the same success as a player, as an agent.
I was very lucky to watch you in 2014. I was in Brazil and people were shouting your name, Julio Cesar. I remember the penalty shootout you had as well.
Against Chile.
Yes, against Chile. It was excellent, and I know you're very fondly remembered in Brazil, so it's been a great honor to have you in our commentary position, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Bangladesh.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry about my English.
Thank you. Well, fantastic to have Julio Cesar in here with us, Simon, and you're going to have a chance to have a chat with him at half-time. Just quite nice, isn't it, really?
Well, you don't get to meet someone who has done as much as he has every day, and especially in football. I just, my fan kind of mentality comes in, and you're kind of fanboying a little bit over him, just looking up and seeing how big he is, and when he shook my hand.
Yeah.
Big hands, as you'd expect from a goalkeeper. Yeah, it's an honour. It's a definite honour to be around people like that.
And of course, he worried about his English, but it's very good. Of course, he played in England with QPR, played in Canada as well. Always nice to have insights. I'm sure for the goalkeepers today at that training session, that is something you're never ever going to forget.
I think when you work with someone who is one of the best at what they do, especially if you're aiming to be like them, you just watch their technique and you see how easily they do things, how great players and great individuals, great athletes make things look so easy. Roger Federer playing football, Thierry Henry playing football, Roger Federer playing football. You didn't even call me on that one. Roger Federer playing tennis, Thierry Henry playing football. It looks just so straightforward and easy to them. It's something everyone aspires to. When you get to see it live, it certainly is a memorable thing.
Roger Federer had a great left foot.
He played for Huddersfield, I think, didn't he? Yeah, I'll just take my foot out of my mouth with that one. Try and concentrate on what's happening on this game.
Yes, what's going on in this game is we have a corner for Burundi. It's kind of got into a little bit of a lull. It was very, very intense in the first 20-odd minutes. There was a bit of a tactical seesaw going on. It's kind of quietened down a bit. Maybe the game is settled.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen as much from Burundi going forward as we thought we might have. There's definitely more of a thought towards That corner go in, dealt with by Bangladesh quite well, and hooked away. I haven't seen as much of an attacking threat from Burundi. They've got one eye on defence, both defensive midfielders trying to sit. So, a little change in shape. They're obviously taking this seriously and obviously want to get to the final.
I have to say, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but there has been almost zero problems for Bangladesh at the back, just like there were almost zero problems for Seychelles yesterday against a much better attacking unit. This is pleasing as far as Bangladesh are concerned.
Just get the feeling, if Bangladesh get to the half 0-0, you know who's going to be the more disciplined team in the second half. You know Burundi are going to come forward. They're going to go all guns blazing.
They'll feel they have to go for it.
They'll feel they're going to have to come forward. A little bit more experience from the Bangladesh team playing in these World Cup qualifiers. They've played against some good teams. If they can just have their patience, they might just see a few more chances, like Seychelles did quite late in the game. No need to win the game now. Just make sure they stay defensively strong and don't allow this Burundi team to take a lead.
First aim, of course, as Simon says, get to the half without conceding. Goal, of course, that'd be a bonus, and they have looked the likely of the two sides to get the opening strike. That's Ndukumana. Again, very well dealt with Riyadul. Bearing's a little off.
A little bit more quality in how he plays out. It's just bringing the team back under pressure. Originally did very well to just come across and deal with that. More quality needed.
Baziza has just pushed up further and further, so has Ndukumana as this half has progressed, and that will just give us an idea perhaps of what we'll see in the second half. They started to just lose that sort of discipline we talked about, but of course they can create problems. Bishwanath pretty effective in dealing with Ndukumana. There's Sohail. Now Mohamed Ibrahim. Again, it's a nice run from Abu Rahman, but fancied going past Baziza, didn't he, Ibrahim?
Yeah, fancied to go past him. Bonziza always favourite to that one. I think he knew where he was going, just waiting for that first touch, and then was able to just slide in, nick the ball away.
Done by Rehan. It's a great ball. Has the flag stayed down? No, it hasn't.
Late flag. I think the linesman had something to think about there.
That is the Malaysian... Sorry, excuse me, that is the... yes, it is the Malaysian assistant, Muhammad Akhir.
No, certainly not offside for me. That's a really, really well-timed run. Very smart. I think he's even caught the linesman out there.
Tell you what, that's not going to put them off, is it? They're going to keep trying to just test out that centre-back partnership because he goes in between them.
That's the sort of run that causes real issues for a centre-back. That needs organisation to deal with that run. Going with players, not allowing players to run. That's the sort of thing that's just going to unlock that door for Bangladesh.
Here's Nagamanziza. Oh, in a good position here! Toe poked in by Anshamiri Mana. 2.5 minutes before half-time. In their first real attempt, they score.
Well, it's the first real time.
I thought they might have pulled that back. Excuse me. Sorry, Simon.
Just waiting for VAR while we were there.
No question there.
A good delivery. It's a clever delivery. He's played it in behind the strikers. Too easy for me how he's just managed to take 2 touches and then a big toe in at the far corner.
Jamie Day's having a huge go at his team, and this is what we talked about Baziza, what he can do. But there was a sea of players as well around Anshamiri Mana.
Yeah, they've all gambled that Bonziza is going to put the ball in front of the goalkeeper. Instead, clever little cutback. He extends his celebrations. It leaves them short-manned at the back, and they have to work to get back quickly.
But just had talked about not conceding before half-time.
Right before the half, and that will be a dagger into the heart of Jamie Day, I'm sure. He will be really feeling that one. Everything to do in the second half.
Well, here he comes again. He's feel emboldened now, doesn't he?
Great train when he comes forward. I mean, he's just taken a full contact there from a player trying to shoulder him. Not even moved.
This now gives him license, doesn't it? Because he'll think, and maybe this could help Bangladesh in the second half. It all comes of comfort, of course, because they've just conceded. But you might think, I'm getting some joy down here. I'll continue this in the second half.
They might. You don't see much game management from Burundi. They're not that type of team. They'll just keep going and going and going and try and attack. As we saw against Seychelles, that should just open up the game a little bit more for Bangladesh. But in saying that, you'd rather go in 0-0.
By the way, on the sidelines, how upset Jamie Day was. And let's just go back a minute before that, because Saad was ruled offside when he clearly wasn't, and he was in a perfect position to give them the opening goal as well. I mean, these are all easy to look back on now, but these are little turning points.
Well, we saw little bits of luck last night for Palestine in a very ordinary performance against Seychelles. The difference in that game, a little bit of luck. There's no way that was meant as a shot on target. Ended up going in the back of the net. These are the things that can decide it when two teams are going at it so much. Just that little bit of luck one way, lack of luck in a different direction.
And that luck has gone against Bangladesh as well. 3 minutes of added time. Now, they would love to get back into this. No one is going in front of Vishwanath. He's had the freedom of the pitch. Aldo muscled off the ball a little too easily. Half-time coming up shortly. Here a little bit more from Cesar. Vishwanath Ghosh. Shots on target so far, but it's been Bangladesh who've dominated in that department. Burundi is the one, and that has resulted in the goal. Got to keep their discipline here. Bangladesh can't let that goal affect them. There's a bit of swagger about Burundi now they've got the goal, and that could work in Bangladesh's favour.
Just being a little bit sloppy. Even Jamal just giving away possession on the edge of the box there. Really not happy, stomping around his technical area, making his point known that Bangladesh have got to deal with this threat better. Taking their time, they're slow to play out, they're looking to find passes when Jamal just wants it at the other end of the pitch.
Good defensive header from
again, we see them give the ball away.
Up to give the ball to this man as well. Ngaboziza. That's great play from him. Oh, what a goal! And Shamiri Mana with a superb header after, again, brilliant wide work from Ngaboziza.
Well, we called it 30 seconds earlier. You cannot give the ball away on the edge of the box when you have an attacking wide player like Ngaboziza. His delivery has been excellent today. He's only put 2 crosses in, and there's 2 goals now. And it's that man again appearing in that position that we talked about, where he's a lot more influential. It's a cracking header. It really is. A great cross and a cracking header. That same combination, blocking that defence once again.
He's guided that in them brilliantly, hasn't he? And
difficult skill, that heading a ball when you're moving backwards. Difficult skill, takes a lot of power to do that.
Well, we've just got to sit back and enjoy that goal, because it was a wonderfully worked one, wasn't it? In the end, the way that Ngaboziza stole the ball, got to the byline, did exactly what he's meant to do.
Some players would just whip a ball into the box there, not look up and just whip a ball in. He's taken the time, he's beat that defender, slowed down, a little bit of composure, and put a really good ball in there. Shamiri Mana, just to get his head on. It's not a difficult. That's a very difficult skill for him to do. He's falling backwards. Try and put some power on that into the far corner. It's a cracking header, it really is.
2 goals late in the first half. Look at that face. He is distinctly unhappy with his side and how they have conceded right at the very end of what has been otherwise an excellent first half for Bangladesh. But it's 2 goals from the leading scorer of the tournament. Shamiri Mana, Josman Shamiri Mana, has given
যানজট থেকে মুক্তির কার্যকর ও আধুনিক সমাধান সাবওয়ে সিস্টেম। তাই কোটি মানুষের মেগা শহর ঢাকার যানজট নিরসনে শুরু হয়েছে সাবওয়ে বা আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড মেট্রো নির্মাণের সম্ভাব্যতা সমীক্ষা। দ্রুততম ও পরিবেশ বান্ধব এই সাবওয়ে নির্মাণ পরিবহন ব্যবস্থায় আনবে যুগান্তকারী পরিবর্তন। যাতায়াত হবে যানজটমুক্ত, নিরাপদ, আরামদায়ক, সময় ও অর্থ সাশ্রয়ী। আরও আধুনিক হয়ে উঠবে আমাদের প্রাণের শহর ঢাকা। শেখ হাসিনার অবদান, ঢাকা সাবওয়ে, যানজটের সমাধান।
ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল, কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল, কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল, কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক।
কর্ণফুলী নদীর তলদেশে তৈরি হচ্ছে সংযোগ, বাংলাদেশের প্রথম টানেল, যে সংযোগে নিশ্চিত হবে যানবাহনের নিরবচ্ছিন্ন চলাচল। বাড়বে বন্দর নগরী সহ পুরো দেশের অর্থনীতির কার্যক্রম। যোগাযোগের আধুনিকায়নে বাড়বে গতি, হবে উন্নতি। কর্ণফুলী টানেল, উন্নয়নের চ্যানেল। শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে বাংলাদেশ সমৃদ্ধির অদম্য গতিতে।
ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল, কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক।
কর্ণফুলী নদীর তলদেশে তৈরি হচ্ছে সংযোগ, বাংলাদেশের প্রথম টানেল, যে সংযোগে নিশ্চিত হবে যানবাহনের নিরবচ্ছিন্ন চলাচল। বাড়বে বন্দরনগরী সহ পুরো দেশের অর্থনীতির কার্যক্রম। যোগাযোগের আধুনিকায়নে বাড়বে গতি, হবে উন্নতি। কর্ণফুলী টানেল, উন্নয়নের চ্যানেল। শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে বাংলাদেশ সমৃদ্ধির অদম্য গতিতে।
ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক।
I'm very happy with looking at the crowd and the audience because it just shows the love for football of our people, of our nation. And also, I think it's a great time that, we all celebrate football on the birth centennial of our father of the nation. You very much know that this tournament is named after him. And also this particular tournament is especially dedicated for that. And for that also we had Julius Caesar as a FIFA legend today. It was a wonderful day, great day, all day. Bangladesh Football Federation had been very supportive, and I think credit goes to them for organizing such a lovely tournament, and it's truly our honor and privilege to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Like we were talking about him being here, what does that mean to the Football Federation? I mean, of course, it elevates everyone and it just brings a lot of credibility.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great thing. In the whole history of Bangladesh, 3 international football stars came like this. So it was Zidane before, Messi, and this time it's Julius Caesar. So you can imagine, Messi also came. And again, it's Bangladesh Football Federation who especially thought of this idea and bringing a FIFA legend to mark this particular tournament and pay their deepest tribute to the father of the nation. And also, as I told you, this is related to the birth centennial, so to make it more special and the right word you have used to elevate the overall status of the tournament, they brought him, and I think it was a great day today. I mean, today he had the opportunity to go and visit the House 32 where the father of the nation unfortunately was assassinated with his family. It was a very emotional thing, the tour he took, he was touched. The tour was made by the grandson of father of the nation, Radwan Siddiqui, and it was a very emotional and a touchy overall occasion, but he thoroughly appreciated it. And after that he played with the boys, the goalkeepers. He was mesmerized by looking at the girl footballers, young footballers, and he was actually talking that it's really highly motivating and encouraging. And I think presence like this makes a difference, makes a huge difference, and we are all honored to have him with us.
Absolutely, indeed, I agree with you. What are you hoping for the next half?
Next up, we hope that we come back strong and hopefully we can make it to the final. As a Bangladeshi, we hope that. However, as an organizer, I can just hope that it's a good match and we have been having a great tournament so far, and let the best team wins and let it be a very successful tournament.
Absolutely, touch wood. May the best team win. Thank you so much. Over to you now, Shehzad.
Thanks so much, Karishma Kotak there, talking to the CEO of K Sports, Mr. Fahad Alam, as we just ending the halftime of the second semi-final between Burundi and Bangladesh, 2-0. We'll talk about what Fahad said in just a short while, Simon, but as we...
ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক।
অনেকেই বলেছিল হবে না, কিন্তু আজ বিশ্ব দেখছে উত্তাল পদ্মার বুকে তৈরি হচ্ছে গর্বের সেতু, পূরণ হচ্ছে কোটি মানুষের স্বপ্ন। বিশাল স্থাপনার মহানির্মাণে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ। সংযোগ উন্নয়নে বিশ্বকে অবাক করছে বাংলাদেশ। সমৃদ্ধ ও উন্নত দেশে পরিণত হবার অভিযাত্রায় বাংলাদেশ। শেখ হাসিনার অবদান, পদ্মা সেতু দৃশ্যমান।
ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড 1983 সালে প্রতিষ্ঠিত দেশের প্রথম সারির একটি বাণিজ্যিক ব্যাংক। ব্যাংকের সম্মানিত চেয়ারম্যান বীর মুক্তিযোদ্ধা জনাব জয়নুল হক শিকদারের দূরদর্শী নেতৃত্বে আমরা অবদান রেখে চলেছি দেশের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নয়নে। সারা দেশে ছড়িয়ে রয়েছে আমাদের 209টি শাখা ও 14টি উপশাখা। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তি, উত্তম সেবা, ক্রেডিট ও ডেবিট কার্ড এবং বৈদেশিক রেমিটেন্স সেবা নিয়ে আমরা রয়েছি আপনার জন্য। সকল প্রকার ব্যাংকিং সেবা পেতে আমাদের যে কোনো শাখায় যোগাযোগ করুন। ন্যাশনাল ব্যাংক লিমিটেড, প্রতিশ্রুতিশীল কর্মতৎপর একটি ব্যাংক।
Jamal, who we know is an outstanding player, being very loose with his passing, gives it straight back to Burundi when they've just conceded. Now they always say that you're a little bit more open when you just conceded a goal, but no, Burundi just keep coming forward. They don't play conventionally. Disappointing to see that second goal, and I'm sure Jamie will have raised the roof in the change room at half time. He'll have been very disappointed.
Just saw a shot there of Julio Cesar. Yes, that is right. The legendary goalkeeper for Brazil is in attendance. If you've just joined us here at this semi-final, guest of honour that match. Commentary position for Hull, which was fantastic. Fortunately, the side that he said he was supporting today, which is Bangladesh, are a couple of goals down to Burundi. And look at that throw over Nkudurama. It's just bobbling around. They get their lines clear, but that seemed far too easy, that throw in over the fullback.
A little bit too easy, but again, when the fullback had the opportunity before he even got to the throw, he's taking a touch and looking up and playing slowly. They've got to be quicker up against this Burundi defence because they will get chances.
There's Bishwanath. Mababur letting Saad take it on. Was there a foot to the head? And immediately you know that that's not good when Hitimana goes to check on him.
Well, he's committed to the tackle. He's got to go across and win that. Arguably kind of one of those 50-50s. Once you're committed, the player then drops his head, you're going to give a foul away. But committed play from Saad, you'd like to see that. 2-0 down.
We'll get a yellow card. There's no real question about it. He's saying that Saad, one of his teammates saying that he put his head in the way, but I don't think you can argue with that.
Yeah, back in the old school, back in the day, that would have just been a foul. There would have been a yellow card there. Going to drop your head. You see that all too often these days.
What are you saying about these days then, Simon?
I'm just saying the referee has changed over the years, just as the game has. Just got caught underneath it there. Able to put it on target.
Ibrahim, tallest of players either. Here's Saad. They'll get themselves a corner.
Slow.
Well,
just you wanted that ball delivered in, and then boom, there's a cross come in. He just had to take his time because the ball into him just wasn't strong enough. Wasn't able to take it first time. Now, if they're going to get back in this thing, an early goal will really help them.
Kamal to take this. They're loading up with players, and you've got to test them at least. It was far too easy for Ndizizai. Forward by Unshimiri Mana, trying to bring in Tambwe. Vishwanath deals with it very well. Well, he had absolutely no pressure on him, Vishwanath, and he's given the ball away very, very cheaply.
They've got to get the ball forward quicker, and that doesn't mean just closing your eyes and humping it as hard as you can up the pitch. They've got to commit more players forward. As we see a great ball put over to Saeed.
Now, Saad,
can he finish?
He comes down. Can he finish it off here? Oh, what a chance. And look at where Mababur was as well. He thought maybe he was in through Mamunul, and the substitute frustrated. Not a natural finisher. But look at where Mababur was. He wasn't to know that.
Well, he's kept it on target, straight at the keeper. He's not. You saw finishing the other day of the highest stand from Nishimiri Mara, where he just dinked it over the keeper. He had time, he dinked it over him. That time he's put his head down, kept it on target. Good save made by the keeper.
Their best chance of the game so far, Bangladesh. That will give them some confidence. Here's Rehan with a big throw in. No one's really attacking the ball for Bangladesh. Now Jamal. Sohail Rana.
Good ball in behind. Yep, onside. Come on, can you get there?
Oh, he's done really well to get to the ball. The keeper has flattened it. Still alive here for Bangladesh. Can they capitalise? Ibrahim did so well to get to the ball. The game's a little bit stretched. Important that Bangladesh got back on it because they could have been vulnerable there. Here is Ibrahim. Cuts inside. Oh, again.
Just take care. In a little short space, a little spell there, you saw 2 or 3 balls just played in behind fullbacks, giving Bangladesh opportunities. 1 to Saad and 2 on this side. Not capitalised upon. Free kick.
Given by the referee.
Exchange shirts after the game, not in the middle of it. Seeming to allowing it.
There's urgency about Bangladesh. This is exactly what you'd want to see from them. I'm sure Jamie Day is still letting them at the half-time chat. That ran away from Jamal. That's given away.
little bit scrappy, but Bangladesh certainly trying to up the pace of the game. They're trying to control the tempo and really make it difficult for Burundi. Quite happy to slow it down if they need to. I don't think they will.
Keeper spilling it. Couldn't quite take advantage there.
Ziza coming a long way inside the pitch and switching it to his opposite fullback.
Not something you see too often.
No.
It's become very, very intense, hasn't it? Frenetic at the moment. That's because Bangladesh have upped the tempo. The
Early balls played in behind. See, this is what's going to catch them.
Bababor.
A great run in behind if he can just get on the end of it. Marshalled well by the centre-back. Knew what was coming. Able to just step across.
Saw Ibrahim there gesturing to the referee that his jersey was being held. I think that's being a little hopeful for that to go his way. They're coming out here with intent, Bangladesh. Jamal. Got a man in the middle there.
Looking for that forward pass. It's right saying play forward early, but if there's no one making that run for you, you can't do it.
O'Hill was dispossessed. Just get the feeling something is going to happen soon. The way this game is just shaping up, the way the second half has started. But let's get a goal back. And it is to make things intriguing.
That little bit of quality with those forward passes. When they have had a bit of quality, we see Said make a great run in behind and get a chance one-on-one with the keeper. They've lost that bit of quality and they still pump balls in. Just give them the full away.
Jamal. Now Riyadul, the centre-back. I mean, I think I'm feeling the frustration coming off you at the moment because it's cheaply given away at times, isn't it?
It is, and that's a frustrating thing for the coach. He will be talking all of the time. Don't let these guys have easy chances. At least make them work for it. You know they're an attacking force, but when you give them the ball on the edge of the box and you don't take those opportunities when you go forward, start thinking to yourself, is the writing on the wall today? We're not going to have the luck of the run at all.
I feel that Burundi have gone a little deeper as well, their defence. They're not pushing as high up as they were at times in the first half. Probably expecting, or as a result of, this onslaught that they were facing in the first few minutes. It's a great ball through. Can they finish off here? That's an important save from Ashraful to deny Tambwe, because 3-0, and that probably would have been game over.
The first time we've seen a little bit of indecision through the middle of the pitch. They get split open, he comes across, one tackles the other. He actually tackles two players there. Goalkeeper's very quick to deny that opportunity, comes out, makes a good save, and he's back on his feet again just to make sure. And for the first time we've seen Tambwe fail to control the ball.
Crucial there, wasn't it? Make that save. So both teams have had very good chances front of goal. Keepers have made important saves. Ashraful, I think that's his first real save he's had to make in this game.
I think he's done. Yeah, I don't remember him doing anything else other than throwing the ball back to the halfway line for the restart. Just done this 2 or 3 times. Your main header of the ball received a red card in the last game. I'd love to see something different. Maybe try and catch Burundi out a little bit. Flick at the near post. The first ball, but it's not enough. Dealing with tall, powerful players with Burundi. Have to be a bit more clever than that.
I feel like they got in each other's way there. Riyadul, who is normally the recipient of those balls, and Manik.
Jamie gesturing there. He's asking his players to step that little bit higher. Make sure they can't play out. Be brave. They're already 2-0 down. Step a little bit higher up the pitch. Try and play off their mistakes.
just didn't control it, Mababur, the way he wanted.
Especially Ngabonziza quite happily just to wait for that physical contact to come. Strong boy. Off the ball very easily, and that's a free kick. Spotted referee. Slack touch from Burundi there, just allowing Jamal just to nip in and pull back, allowing them another opportunity to put the ball in the box. Good sustained pressure this from Bangladesh. See much of this in the first half.
No doubt about the foul.
Need one of these to hit the back of the net. Need it early so they can really ramp the pressure up and get that second.
Wanting to see this whipped in?
Yes, I'd like to see it whipped in hard. I think against a physical team that are already quite good in the air, you leave it up there, they're all going to attack it.
Those guys giving their support. It's all you can ask of the home fans. Brilliant to see and hear. Well, it is whipped in, but it's off the wall. Now Mababur. Well, that's frustrating, isn't it?
Incredibly frustrating. Shouldn't be being caught offside there. Close the game down. Allows Burundi to take the sting out of that pressure a little bit. Like.
Songo. I think he's been quite solid back on that side anyway. Onat. That has been built with Ngabonziza. Fast approaching the hour mark, where traditionally, of course, we start seeing things being freshened up. Very, very late on.
Oh, Said getting a little bit too handsy there.
Waiting at half-time as to who might come on. Rakib Hossain, but had a bit of a cameo against Sri Lanka. He was quite effective. Out to hope for Burundi, and there's a chance here.
Opportunities.
Oh, that is just pulled, isn't it?
It opened up for him there. A bit of a parting between the two centre backs. Good touch. Just pulled it across goal.
Saga shot, which we think would be a target at the very least. Nzinza. Centre back into Kumana. But more solid at the back. A bit more conservative.
Knocking the ball around nicely. Certainly the better of the two teams right now in terms of fluidity. The pressure is off them.
A back pass.
Very casual. Nobody asked for it, so I guess not. They need to find that fire. They need to find that sense of urgency. They don't want to leave it till the last couple of minutes of the game. Can they just ignite it now? Players like Jamal to step up.
It was a nice ball from Jamal into Saad. And this is the difference between the wide players for either side. The ball put in! Oh, that was a great attempt. A little bit similar to what we saw from Nshimirimana. Mababur adjusting well and trying to put that into the far corner.
Really good delivery this time. Just testing in, yeah. Difficult header, that one. Difficult to try and keep that on target. He's twisted away, his body's moving away from the goal.
That was even harder than in Shirimana's, wasn't
Much
it?
harder, yeah. Really difficult skill to be able to keep that on target. Keeper had to push it wide.
Let's force the corner. Just give them that little boost. Here's Jamal. Different kind of ball in! Oh, that was so close. From Riyadul, the man that they're all aiming for in these set pieces.
You get a yellow card and you just...
Again, this is the indecision that we saw in the previous two games. It's the old problems maybe just starting to come back for Burundi.
Just feel if they can get higher up the pitch and put these guys under pressure, things will happen. But if you stand off them and let them play and be worried about defending too much, you're going to let guys get away with sloppy passing. Really got to try and turn the screw on these two Burundi centre-backs.
What you're saying, Simon, is you want pressing really high up the pitch now. Create all kinds of problems. Make it difficult.
They're 2-0 down. We know their defence is weak, so try and play on their defence. Don't allow their strengths to build up and finding little gaps in behind like they've done now. I want to see them playing higher up the pitch. Get the feeling this is what Jamie's saying. Not been his day so far. I think a lot of what he planned has kind of gone out the window.
Oh, he'll be happy with that, Jocelyn. We just, with Pabusa, the Burundi coach, sense that his side are 2-0 up here, but at a third, you feel that would be game over. Nicely done by Ashraful. No one up there. No outlet for the moment. Itimana. What's Obaziza? Good ball. Mirimana is just ducked off the ball. Here is Jamal. He's just laid that off. Now Manek. He sees Saad.
Opportunity for an overlap.
Vishwanath, the option not taken, and Saad loses his balance. And you could just see Jamie Day saying, why didn't you take that overlapping option?
You can see exactly what he's saying. Just as we were saying up in commentary, just as his footing slipped.
Here he is, Saad. Now Jamal. Sohail. Oh, again, it's the point in given away by both sides. Rayhan. Riyadul.
Big hit inside early. There's that ball we talked about in behind the fullback.
Nicely done by Mabubur. He's been very good tonight since his introduction. Actually everywhere. Saad, put the ball in. Well, I think they'll be happy to get a corner. Just felt, Simon, looking at the air in the penalty area. It didn't seem like there were too many red jerseys around for a ball anyway, even if he'd got the cross in.
No, and you look at the size difference between the two centre-backs and the two attackers, it really has to be a very, very good ball. Something like we saw from Ngabonziza, maybe not putting the ball into a conventional area, coming back, trying to keep the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
Certainly going to help Bangladesh more with their lack of height in forward areas. Chances here.
Oh, that just sails over. Saad out jumping the much bigger Ndikumana. They are piling up the attempts, but they're still not able to bulge the back of the net.
Centre-back's deciding to, after he's lost the header, he's deciding to tell someone else off. That's an interesting strategy.
How is he letting a guy who's about a foot shorter than him out jump him?
Yes, when you're one-on-one and the guy gets a free header, probably look at yourself first. Yes, got to keep knocking on this door.
Oh, they've given the ball away there, Riyadul. And now Gasongo. Ball put in. Got to be careful here. Bangladesh. Ooh. Oh, and Unshimirimana could have got his hat-trick there. Into the grateful arms of Ashraful.
That second header could have gone anywhere. Fortunately, it fell straight to the goalkeeper's hands. Just gets the flick, and then this second header here actually takes it towards the keeper as opposed to going away from him.
And the contrast and the reactions of the coaches there, because they haven't been caught out too much at the back, but there have been a few really nervy moments for Bangladesh.
Now, the main issues they've caused themselves. They've given the ball away top of the box, and that's when they've been hurt. For the most part, they've defended very well. Players in front of the ball, though.
Jamal slides it into Mababur.
It had to be quicker. Extra touches, just allowing that defender to put his big toe in and just steal it. Need to be taking these extra touches. Just doesn't look fluid. It's not in and back and set. It's touch, touch, then play, touch, touch, play. Slowing everything down.
Well, and the third, how many times have we said that in this tournament? Build up. Excellent. Could be a foul there, surely. Mababur.
Chances here for the killer.
Oh, you would have thought Unshimirimana would have put that away with his lethal finishing. Jocelyn, I can't believe it. His coach. Really lovely touch on Lewis.
Clever little touch from Tamboy. I mean, he's not done a hell of a lot in this game, but that little touch around the corner.
I mean, that would have been a fantastic goal. I can't believe he has not even put that on target.
I think that would have been game over as well. I think that puts it to bed. Bangladesh still alive and fighting.
Still in this, aren't they? With 20 minutes to go, you feel they get one back. Anything could happen. They've had their moments as well, Burundi, to get the third. They haven't taken them some very good chances to get the third. Ndikumana. This Gasongo. Doing some defensive work here. Now, Ibrahim.
It's not a great pass forward. He's already had to run 20 yards to get in a position to receive the ball. The ball's played another 5 yards in front of him. Got to look after that better.
Played at a terrific pace, hasn't it? So
the tempo's certainly jumped up this second half.
Saad is. It's about the deepest I've seen him match. Yeah. Current pass to Bishwanath, who seems to have gone a bit further forward. Saad seems to have dropped back as well.
Yeah, just covering for the fullback. I think the fullback got caught a little bit too high. Bishmarov now just doing his job for him. Giving the ball, and there he is, a third time winning the ball back.
Yes.